Okay, so I've been thinking about Euphoria, how season 3 is going, and I'm happy at the new episode because people are now finally figuring out why I do not like Jules. People are now catching up with me on why I did not like Jules. I did not like Jules since season 1. And the reason is she is a selfish, sex addicted, self centered sex addict who only finds validation not in a romantic relationship. She can give a shit about romance, Jules. Only thing she cares about is getting validation from men because she thinks getting validation from men is the way you live a female life. She's one of those pick me ass bitches. And yes, she is a transgendered woman, but most transgendered women don't think womanhood is about like just being a human, having human experience as a female human being. They really think it's about getting validation from men only and solely. And if you can't, then you're less of a woman. That's what the message with some trans women I've been getting, like the way they deal with us. And see that in this episode, Jules, like the newest episode, like because it's like it happened last weekend. Um, she Jules slaps Rue, and I'm like, no, fuck what. I am sick of Rue getting played with like Jules is playing in her face. Jules, I'm sorry, she keeps on falling for it. I'm sick of her falling for it. Cause I really like Rue as a character. Like I don't like the decisions she makes. I know it's because like she's insecure in a way and she doesn't feel like she's loved. Because the last person who ever loved her, like sincerely and showed it, was her father. Her father is dead, and I think she feels partially guilty for her father's death, even though she says, like in season 2, that she probably would have been doing drugs even if her dad was alive or if her dad didn't die from cancer. But I know deep down that she feels like she contributed to the reason why her dad died because she kept on taking his medicine. That's how I interpret the show. Like when I'm watching something, I'm interpreting like I'm like reading the whole entire scene. I'm not like watching it just for fucking aesthetics. Some of these people when they watch the show Euphoria, they only care about the aesthetics and the things that they want to be shown. Like they want the perfect fucking TV show for them, and they have to smile through the whole entire thing. And if some conflict happens that tests their opinions and boundaries and shit, they get they start fucking saying, "Oh, this show's whack. This show's the most horrible show ever." But I already know that the creator of the show, he has an agenda, but at least he's making it shown like how like men like really feel about how women are, and like he's showing like how like men feel about trans women, and I like this seeing this shit from him because Jules is the perfect character to show how toxic trans women are. She's a toxic trans woman, and I'm liking that they're depicting the toxic trans woman because she's like the producer of Euphoria. He's literally showing the toxic side of like these dark industries, the movie industry, the sex industry, women who have low self-esteem, but they're attractive and have low self-esteem, and they're doing everything to fit the image of womanhood. But womanhood is not really about being about being hypersexual. It's about having respect for yourself, just like men. It's showing they're showing the toxic side of men too. Actually, the show, in my opinion, is showing the toxic side of malehood and femalehood. That's why I still like Euphoria, even though people are like hating on it because you don't like the message. Well, this is reality. People really do act like this in real life. I've seen people act like this in real life. I'm around people who act like this in real life. So I like the message because I can read between the lines and I can also learn about something about myself because I kind of do see myself in Rue and like the way Rue acts is like how I used to act when dealing with people who I thought that will like understand and give me a chance. But because like okay, I can see from like Jules' perspective, it's like oh she's still taking drugs, she's not doing what I want her to do. Like because Jules, her deepest fear is that she's gonna wake up and find Rue doing an overdose. But here's the thing with this selfish tranny bitch, like she keeps on bringing her back. She doesn't love Rue. You motherfuckers who are like shipping Rue and Jules, she doesn't love Rue. She loves the attention she can get and the control that she can feel from Rue. She likes controlling Rue and she likes getting attention, validation from Rue. Because Rue is not one of these girls. She's not Maddie. She's not Cassie. She's the average everyday girl that she wants to dominate and have superiority over because Rue is like okay, Rue she I think Rue still identifies herself as being a woman, even though she's dressed like a tomboy. I think she's bisexual or something. I think she's bisexual because she just be no pansexual, not bisexual, just pansexual. I think Rue's pansexual because she's with a transgendered women. Usually bisexuals are only attracted to like men and women. I don't know if they're attracted to like transgendered people. But anyway, that's my ignorant assumption. But because I'm not really that deep into the LGBT stuff. But anyway, me after like since season one, Jules made Rue go into like get a relapse. Like Jules is the reason why Rue relapsed. Okay? Season one. Season two, they were trying to work shit out. But only thing, Rue lied about her with the relapse because she was trying to protect Jules because she didn't want to tell Jules the truth that, bitch, you are the reason why I got myself into a relapse. You didn't, like, yes, we were supposed to go to the city together, but you should have cared for me. If you really cared about me, bitch, you should have stayed with me and canceled your plans. But no, Jules has a sex addiction and she likes being validated. She likes living the high life. She likes living the stereotypical, oh, the hyper feminine, pretty female woman trope. And not all women are hypersexual, hyper feminine, and in living the high life because like in social media and in like media in general, in mainstream media in general, they depict women as just like you have to be going out all the time, you have to be like have like the fancy stuff around you, you have to have the most best men around you, best females around you who are having so much expensive clothes, wearing nice makeup and everything. But the average everyday woman is not like that. They're just a female and they're just living their life. And Jules cannot accept her life as just being a regular woman or just like identifying with her being a regular female. Well, she's not a female, she's a male because she's transgendered. She's a transgendered woman. So she doesn't get that. Most transgendered women don't get that. That you can like just live your life. Maybe some of y'all do, and if y'all do, you can speak up. Actually, you can speak up if you want to like say talk about that. But most transgendered women or people who identify as being a woman, they don't really see the born female like in like lifestyle. Like if you're born a female, right, and you identify as a woman and you don't like identify as a man and you're a female and you identify yourself, your identity as a woman because you're born a female, they don't really like. listen to girls like us who are born female and who identify ourselves as a woman. And like, cause for me, I'm a female person and I identify as a woman, but I don't have the all the qualities of what people in the mainstream sees as a woman. First of all, racism plays into it because I'm a black woman, and most in mainstream media, still to this day, we're either hypersexualized or we're seen as less feminine because we're not white. So Rue is like biracial, so I think she's on the same thing. People call like Azalea like the white people call Azalea a man. They call her all type of racial slurs. So and Azalea, the actress who plays Rue, identifies herself as a black woman because she probably gets the same treatment as black women even though she's biracial. And people hate on her because she doesn't look the aesthetic of the aesthetic beauty as how they see like women in mainstream, which is basically a thin, youthful looking white woman, with probably with blue eyes and blonde hair on top of that shit. And then you have the character Jules, and she's depicted as a blonde, blue eyed trans woman, but she's not the sex isn't a female, it's a male. And but they like the mainstream media wants to make you feel like, oh, this is what a woman is, even though biologically this is a male. And the fact that a male person slapped a female, people are like having mixed feelings about it, and I'm glad because it's like not only that, and this is not because of the gender or whatever. I don't give a fuck about um the actress or the character identifying themselves as a woman, but it's the actions. Like I'm glad that people are finally figuring out that Jules, the character Jules, is not good for Rue because I've been saying this shit since fucking season two. Season two was my breaking point. I thought she was going to redeem herself. I thought Jules was going to try to redeem herself to me and to everybody who's watching the show in season fucking two. And she failed. And when I saw Rue literally snap at her, I had hope. I think season two should have been left. I think this should have been never season three. Because I don't know what the hell is happening in season three right now. Everything's confusing to me. Like, I know she owed Lori, but I didn't know that she was gonna, like, you know what? I hope you guys are watching season three and, like, watch Euphoria this period. Don't listen to this video if you never watched Euphoria from HBO. Search up HBO Euphoria and watch it, then come back to this video. And if you know the part where Rue gets smacked by Jules, you come back here and listen to it if you want to. But I I'm really done. I'm really done trying to like have hope for their relationship. They don't have a relationship. They're just hooking up. Jules likes hooking up with people. She doesn't like having romance with people because she can't handle it. Because she's like people say, oh well, she's emotionally scarred from childhood. Like her mother rejected her when she was young because she didn't want to accept that she was transgendered and blah blah blah. But I'm like, that's no excuse. I have a fucking mother who doesn't love me, but you don't see me trying to trying to emotionally manipulate and mess with people to that extent, making them think that there's something more, but then do something fucked up like manipulate people emotionally to get attention and validation from other people. I don't think I'm doing that shit to people, and I'm a woman. Now I identify as a woman, so I don't think anybody who's healthy in the head I'm gonna take it a stretch further. I don't think like people who are like who identify themselves as a trans woman probably have the time to be doing what Jules is doing. To be honest, if they want like a healthy relationship, and it's like these relationships with like trans women and women being together is weird. It's weird because these I think trans women who are interested in women, they don't really I don't think they really respect women because they're trying to compete with them in being feminine. And being feminine is like if being a gender is a identity, it's also competition based. And bitch, yes, I identify as being a woman, but because I identify as being a woman, I don't see being a woman as like being in a competition with other women, to be honest with you. In my opinion, because when I wake up in the morning, I have a vagina, I have boobs, that's all I need to know. And how I label my body, my physical body is a female, which is connected to being a woman. That's how I see gender. It's a sex labeled. The sex My sex is labeled with being a girl. My sex is labeled with being a woman. When you go into this transgender mindset thinking, you want to like take your sex out of your identity and change your identity to something else because you don't identify yourself with that identity, even though your body is connected to that identity, which I think is fucking. I don't relate to that. Like I can dress like a man and I still identify myself as a woman because I identify my identity based on my sex, not my how I feel. I don't like I don't have time to be thinking like that. And plus I like girly stuff, so maybe that's why. I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe cause basically explain this. Why do men like girly stuff too sometimes? To be wearing like um are these men not bi, like binary? Are these binary people then? These men who wear like girly stuff every now and then, and like, but because some of them who wear female like femboys be dressing up like women, be looking like women almost, and they still identify as a man, even though. So I need someone to explain this shit to me, because this is confusing. Because all I have to say that humankind has gone into madness. Y'all motherfuckers are insane. But back to Euphoria. Instead of this rant, this is a rant. This is like a rant for the show Euphoria and for this gender identity issue that I'm seeing in the show. Um, with Jules, but the way I lost respect for Jules was in season two with the Elliot situation. Elliot really showed how ain't shit Jules was. That's why I ended up liking Elliot. People say Elliot was manipulative, but he wasn't. He didn't show no signs of manipulation to me. I know when men are manipulating people at this point. I was manipulated before by people. He doesn't seem like a manipulator. He just seems like a guy who was chilling. The first time he met Rue, he was chilling by himself. I don't think he had any time. I don't think he had any time to manipulate. Actually, people were saying this because he was saying, oh, he was like wanting them. He wanted to sleep with both of them. But he literally said that in season two. He actually said that he's attracted to both of them. He says he's attracted to anybody. So he already because you so everybody should already know what his deal was. He was just a boy who did drugs, who wanted to have fun, and who was a good time. And guess what? Jules and Rue wanted. Rue wanted to do drugs, and no, Rue wanted to do drugs, and Jules wanted to like get fucked and get validated. So he was like a candy in a. He was like candy to them, to both of them. Like Elliot was like candy to them, but Elliot felt sorry for Rue. To be honest, I don't think he felt sorry for Jules that much. I don't think he did because if you because Jules came to Elliot being jealous as fuck that and wanted to like claim her. Like that's a masculine trait. For you wanting to claim somebody like that and you don't want them to see. Because here's the thing that bugs me about Jules. Jules can sleep with the whole entire world of men or women, whatever. But she will get so fucking pissed if Rue should do the same thing. People are missing the fact that Jules is a selfish, toxic bitch. And I hate that for everybody who don't see it. All you who don't see that Jules is a toxic character and to be in a relationship with, you guys are gonna get ran through by so many people. You guys probably already been ran through by so many people. Because if I should find out I'm with a person who's constantly cheating on me, who's constantly saying, "Oh, we just hook up, we just get out," Rue literally said, like, bro, don't you want to? You act like you want me to be with you want me to be with you 1 minute, but want to get validation and money and get pimped out by men the next minute. I'm saying to you, Jules, that I want to start a family. I want to be in a serious relationship now. Blah blah blah. This something that she like Jules acts like she want to do, but she does not want to do that. What she want to do is get live like a stereotype that she thinks what a woman is, and that's not what a woman is. A woman is just a human being living a human experience who wants to live a human life like a man wants to live a human life, not this whole thing about like being hyper feminine and shit. Because at the end of the day, women gotta take off their makeup, women gotta like wash their ass, wash their hair, just like men do, and not always be glammed up all the time. But Jules don't see that. She's wearing all this extra feminine shit that she doesn't need, and she's just like thinking that like her shit is like a costume, and the only way she can get love is by getting validated by a man. But because, cause like, where's her trauma with her mom? What's the trauma with her mom like leaving her behind, making her like feel? What is she jealous of her mom? Is she jealous of her mom because what's going on? I really got like there gotta be a part two to why Jules is this way. It better be explained by the end of season 3, or there gotta be another season of Euphoria to explain. Because I'm not liking Jules like from season 1 until now. I still don't like her because she's like this. I really don't like her. She's a snake. Jules is a snake, and I don't like her because she keeps on fucking with Rue's head. And I hope this fucking season, I like, I'm sick of like Rue being played with. Like Jules is playing with Rue in like Rue is getting played with. Like you know this meme right here. She had no idea they were gonna play in her face. Like Rue is getting played in her face. Like her face is being played with 24/7 around the clock this season. It was being played with the whole entire arc. Since season 1, she's been played with, and I'm just sick and tired of her like her ass keep on getting played with. Like by this season, if there is a season 4, I'm saying if this is not the last season, because if this is not the last season, then I think the director of the show should kill her, because and it should be a cautionary tale that don't let people play in your face. Because Rue is an example of like when you keep on getting played with to your face. Because she's always being getting played with in her face. And I feel sorry for her because she has like mental disorders along with drug addiction. And I think she has ADHD, she has a whole bunch of shit that led to her being a drug addict. So I think the reason why she became a drug addict because of the trauma people put her through because she had these disorders. There's a lot of ancient people who had contributed to the reason why she's a drug addict. Even her mom, she says she loves her mom. I think her mom loves her, but her mom unintentionally made her a drug addict too. And I'm not going to explain why. You figure that shit out by yourselves, cause some of y'all think that you don't contribute to people becoming fucked up drug addicts, but y'all do. Because like getting addicted to drugs is also an emotional issue, and people with ADHD, autism, all types of other disorders have like their emotions are very hypersensitive because of it, and if they're using drugs to escape and feel numb, then that's the reason why guys do things to us to contribute to why we end up like that. For me, I'm never gonna like try to take heavy drugs because I know what that shit can do to people, and I have self love for myself enough not to try to do that shit. I did try to like take antidepressants, but it still didn't work. It still like taking drugs does not work, and for me, that's why I figured out like taking like antidepressants doesn't work. What I need to do is be okay with being isolated. I think people with like mental disorders like Rue and Euphoria have, who end up taking being a drug addict. I think we need to learn how to be isolated and just take life one step at a time instead of like depending on other people to love us. We have to love ourselves. That doesn't mean being a asshole to people. That doesn't mean being an asshole to people, but having self love and being okay with not being always in the scenes of people being in the party life and just like taking care of yourself, eating good, taking care of your body or your skin, whatever. I think you'll be having living a more fulfilling life. Like you can still hang out with people if you want to hang out with people. If you want to hang out with your friend every now and then, like you don't have to be around them all the time. Cause like back when I used to be acting like rude, I used to think I have to be around people. I couldn't be but to myself, being weird and shit. Because if I did, I felt so alone and I wanted to like escape and shit. Because every time I'm around people, I'm reminded how fucked up humankind is. Humankind is like and how fucked up like people like Jules are. Like people like Jules are so fucked up. Like you do not understand. You will not understand how fucked up people are until you like really realize that shit. That's like what I figured out when watching Euphoria and then dealing with my regular life. Like I really relate to like Rue because she reminds me of my past self, and like seeing how she's going for her is like it's so sad to see what her addiction did to her. And I know she's trying to escape through spiritual religious stuff. She's trying to find herself. She's find herself through God. So I don't know what's gonna happen. They say she's going through spiritual psychosis, but I hope she doesn't die in spiritual psychosis. Okay, because it's kind of sad seeing her going through spiritual psychosis just to cope, just to fucking cope. People keep on fucking with her. I'm just sick of I'm sick of people fucking with Rue. Like if you pay attention to the show through Rue's perspective instead of trying to be like everybody's paying attention to all the other characters, but they're not focusing on Rue. The show is about Rue Bennett and her struggle with addiction and in like being a woman in this society, bro. Through high school until now, and being like the consequences of her actions going through that. So if you guys are thinking Rue's stupid and you don't like Rue in the show and you're only paying attention to Jules, I'm glad that Jules is not being persuaded to be this perfect transgender person. I'm glad to see that y'all flawed and like fucked up and toxic too. Cause you guys have a delusion in your head that you're not that and you're that. The LGBTQ community thinks they're so perfect, but they're not. And I'm glad it's being shown in this TV show, Euphoria. I'm glad it's being shown. So kudos to the director who's showing that shit because it needs to be shown. So I hope Rue so like survives or like kind of, but if she doesn't, she's rather off dead at this point because I'm sick of her going back to Jules thinking that Jules is gonna change. She ain't gonna change. And if she dies, Jules is probably gonna kill herself because she's gonna feel guilty for pimp smacking her as she should. because she's a dummy, bro. She's a dummy thought. That's what she is. I can't stand that character, bro. Can't stand her. So annoying. Okay, bye.